Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is another book haul. I know, what a surprise. I have no self-control, as we know, and I buy books all the time. But there was actually a Barnes & Noble that has recently opened up by my house. And so I went today and I got some books, and so I wanted to share those with you guys. And then I've just had a few books show up throughout the last couple weeks since my last book haul. I'm pretty sure I have all the books that I've gotten since my last book haul, and I'm pretty sure none of these were in that one, so there shouldn't be any duplicates, and I don't think I'm missing any. I looked around my room and none of them were like, oh, that's a new book that wasn't in that video or whatever. But if you see a duplicate, just pretend you don't see a duplicate. And like I said, if I'm filming another video one day and you see a bookshelf and you're like, that was not in a book haul, that either means a book haul is coming up or that I missed it. So, or like sometimes if I just get one book and like I don't buy books for like months, sometimes I just don't put it in a book haul. But anyways, that does not matter. Today's video is going to be a book haul. I have quite a few books here, and I kind of thought about not doing one, and then I was like, well, why not? I have so many, and like it's an easy video to film and edit, so like even if you guys don't love book hauls, which I feel like a lot of you do, like I feel like I usually get pretty good views on them, so that's why I'm doing it, and I hope that you are all having a great day and a fantabulous week, and yeah, let's just get into the video. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the books that I got at the last Barnes trip that I did, not the one that I did today, but the one that I did previously. So the first set of books that I have are actually 3 books. They are the last 3 books in the, I don't even know what this series is called, to be honest with you. I'll look in the book, I'm sure it'll tell me. The Vicious Lost Boys series. That is what the series is called. So there's 4 of them. I had the first one, and I've read the second one, which is this one. So I wanted to get the second one for sure, but then they had the last 2, and so I was like, I might as well, and like look at how tiny they are. They're super easy, quick reads. So this is the second book, The Fae Princes, and then I'm pretty sure this is the third, yeah. The third book is The Vicious Darling, and then the 4th book is no wait, I did that totally wrong. Second book, 3rd book, 4th book. And so, like I said, I just saw them there, and I was kind of like, you know, I never see these at Barnes & Noble. Like, I've looked for them before, like, oh, I want to read the second one, or I want to read the 3rd one, and they never have it. And so when they had all 3, I was like, this is maybe a sign that I should buy it. So, those, excuse me, I'm so sorry. These are the first 3 books that I bought. Okay, so the second book that I bought, or the second set of books that I bought, was Offsides by Avery Keelan and Shout Out by Avery Keelan. So these are the first and second book in the Rules of the Game series. And originally I was just going to get this one because it's the first book and I haven't read it yet, and like it's huge. Like I did not realize how big this book was. It's what? It's almost like 600 pages. It's huge. So I was like, I think I'm just gonna get this one because like what if I don't like it? Then like I have the second one, but then I was like, but what if I don't like the first one? That doesn't mean I won't like the second one. So I just ended up getting both, and I thought that they were both really cute covers, and like, hold on, they like look cute next to each other and stuff like that. Also, can we talk about how the difference between the first and the second book, like width wise, like, oh my goodness. The only thing that kind of bothers me, which at first I thought it was cute, but now that it's like been sitting on my shelves, is the fact that they did the jersey numbers, because then it looks like almost like the 19th book and the 56th book, which is not the case, but that kind of is what it gives me like vibe wise. And also I don't love the way my book was like printed, because the red doesn't go all the way down the spine, so that kind of bothers me too. But that's just like my OCD, so that's my own problem. But yeah, I got Offsides and Shout Out. I know that they're both hockey romances, and that's about all I know about them. I don't really need to know more. Pretty much you tell me it's a hockey romance, sign me up, I will read it. So those were the next like set of books that I got, but technically that was the 4th and 5th book that I bought. All right, so the last book that I actually bought for that Barnes trip was Collide. And I have seen this book everywhere on TikTok and on Instagram, and I've actually not seen many people read and review it on YouTube, which is actually very interesting for how much I'm seeing it on other social media platforms. But again, it's a college hockey romance. Once again, sign me up and I will read it. Also, hello, adorable cover. Also sign me up, I will read it. And I like that it's green. I feel like green is one of those colors that isn't used a lot. Like I feel like there's lots of pinks and reds and purples and like blues. Sometimes I feel like they're not as popular as you would think they would be. And like blacks and whites I feel like are really popular, and so I feel like green is one of those colors you don't see a lot of, so I did like it for that reason as well. And so I just picked it up because I've been thinking about it and they had it and I was like, why not? But it's like a pretty short book. It looks like it's, you know, almost 400 pages. But I'm really excited to read this one. Like I've said, I've heard great things about it and it looks like it'll be a fun, cute, easy read. So okay, so the next book I have is actually a book that I ordered from Amazon like the same day that I got these books. That's why I'm just kind of including it in the same like little section. But this is actually Trouble by Megan Hawley. So if you watched my, was it my May reading wrap up? It was either my April or my May reading wrap up. I can't remember which one. I was sent a virtual ARC of this book and I read it and I really liked it. So I wanted to have the physical copy of it, but they have a cartoon cover and they have this cover. And I don't know if this will end up not being available or not. So I got this one for now. And then I do plan on getting the cartoon one at some point. But I really liked this cover because I feel like even though the cartoon one is cute too, there's nothing wrong with it, I kind of like this cover better, and like, I don't know, it gives more, like, I don't know what the right word is. It just gives more to the book and kind of what it's about. Like, you know, he's a football player and she plays the violin. Like, it kind of gives off like that stuff, and I don't know, I just thought it was a unique look for a cover and I really liked it. So that's why I got this one first. But yeah, I was really lucky to be sent an ARC of this, and so I wanted to be able to also support the author for allowing me to read her book early. So that's why I bought another copy of it. Well, not another copy, a copy of it. So, okay, so before I move on to my Barnes trip today, I wanted to show you the book that I got in my book box for last month, I'm pretty sure. This month has not shown up yet. It's been shipped out, I know that, because a lot of people are getting theirs, but mine has not arrived yet. So that will probably be a book that's in my next book haul. Unless I sell it, because I do know what book is coming next, and I don't really know if I'm going to want to read it. Like, it looks pretty and all of that, but if I'm really not going to read it, I think I'm going to try to make some money off of it by selling it. Because like the ones that I have, which I showed in my last book haul, I'm just looking at them, that's what I'm looking up. I feel like all of those would be books I would be willing to read, and the one I'm about to show you as well. But I don't know if the one for this month I would, but we'll see. So the book that I got last month for my book box was Whistleblower by Kay Cove. I think this cover is really pretty. I like the black with the purple and blue as like the background colors. And the back says, "You be the light in this dark, depressing world. Let me be the big bad wolf." So I'm pretty sure from what I've heard is that it's a dark romance. But I'm not 100% sure because I haven't read it yet. But it looks like it could be interesting. The characters' names are Link and Eden. So, I don't know. I've literally not heard a thing about it. Like, from anybody. So, I feel like that kind of makes it interesting. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's dark romance. But yeah, this is what I got for May. I can't keep the months straight. This was in my May book box. And I don't know when I'm gonna read it, but I kind of feel like maybe soon, because it's kind of, out of all of them, I feel like it's the most intriguing because I know the least about it. I feel like the sports romances, I kind of like, no offense, I've probably read it already and just a different title with slightly different characters. And I'm only saying that because it's probably true. That doesn't mean that I don't like to just continue to read them. I do. And then the other one is a fantasy book, and I know that it's going to be like a whole series and stuff like that. And I have to check in to see if the series is like fully out, because if it's not, then I might wait until the full series is out, because like I'm already struggling to wait for these books. I feel like I don't want to have to do that with another fantasy series, especially if I fell in love with it like I did with that one. But oh, this is a series too. Apparently this is also a series. I did not know that until I looked up here. But yeah, this is the May book that I got for my May book box. Alright, so we're gonna start my Barnes & Noble haul from today, except I also got an Amazon package today. Like, literally after I got home from Barnes, this book showed up. So I'm just kind of putting it all together. But that was the Bad Reputation duet by Kristen Becker Ritchie. So, spoiler, I have finished the series. It's not really a spoiler because my reading vlog of me finishing the last book is already up. But I really wanted to read this next because even though I don't like technically like have to read it, I know I kind of want to, because you get to meet these characters in that series towards the end, and I like both characters, and they only have small parts towards the end, and so I want to kind of dive more into them. And also I just feel like my collection's kind of more complete with this. Unfortunately, if you can kind of see it, there's only this tiny gap here, and it doesn't fit, so I don't know where I'm gonna put it, because it also will not fit in that pile. So don't know what I'm gonna do there. I have to figure that out. But that's not a current me issue. That is gonna be a later me issue. I don't know when I'm gonna read this, but I do plan on it being like the next read for this author, besides Dishonestly Yours, if I read that before this. I just mean for this kind of like world, because I know that there's the Like Us series, which I might read, but I would read this before I read that, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now and get to my other books that I have to show you. Okay, so the first two books that I got were Blockshot and Hookshot by Kenny D. Ryan. So I already have Longshot, it's on the shelf over here. I haven't read it yet, but I really, really want to. Like, literally every day I walk past the bookshelf and I look at it and I'm like, but I'm really trying to stick to my TBR this month, guys. I really am. And every time I'm at Barnes or at Target, I see Hookshot and Blockshot, and I'm like, just buy them. But I'm like, no, you haven't read the first one yet, don't buy them. I'm sitting here, I know I'm gonna like this series. Like, anybody that I've watched or follow or whatever who has read these have liked these, and I know that they have some darker topics in them, even though their covers now look quite beautiful. And I can feel it that I'm gonna like it, so that's why I bought the next two. I'm pretty sure it's Longshot and then Blockshot and Hookshot, if I remember correctly. But honestly, I'm super excited to put them next to each other on the shelf. I feel like they're gonna look so pretty. But those were the first two books that I picked up while I was at Barnes. Okay, so the next book that I picked up was First Down by Grace Riley. So I actually read this book on my Kindle in March? I think it was March, if not it was April. And it was actually supposed to be a buddy read with my friend. Well, my friend didn't read it. I did, but she didn't. Not because she didn't want to, she just didn't end up having time to, like, reading isn't her main hobby. It's kind of like her secondary hobby. So she was doing a bunch of other things for her main hobby. So she didn't get to it, unfortunately, but that's okay. But I did, and so when I saw this, they literally only had the first one. I was so sad. I was prepared to drop so much cash on the entire series. They only had the first one. But I got it because I've already read it, so of course I need to have it in my collection. And I liked it, so that's more specific of why I needed it in my collection. I know that the second book, Breakaway, is a hockey romance, so I'm super excited for that because you guys know how I love hockey romances. And then Stealing Home is the third one. It's a baseball romance, And then Wicked Serve is the fourth one. I think it comes out later this year. I don't think it's come out yet. Oh my god, I'm so excited because it's like a hockey volleyball romance. Like the guy is a hockey player and the girl is a volleyball player. And as a former volleyball player, there is not enough volleyball romances out in, you know, the sports romance community. It's pretty much football and hockey with the occasional baseball and basketball sprinkled in there. Where is volleyball? Like, thank you, Grace Riley. I appreciate it. I haven't even read it yet, and I'm already thanking you. So that's why I bought this book. And I will say, if any of you know of volleyball romances, like sports romances, please drop those down in the comments below, because I have not been able to find any. And I'm writing one right now. Like, the sports romance I am writing, he is a volleyball player. Because I also feel like that's even rare. Like, usually if there is a volleyball player, it's the girl. So, but guys can play volleyball too. I think guys who play volleyball are very attractive, but that's also just because I love that sport. But it's just like, and I read them and I love them, so I'm probably gonna sound hypocritical saying this, but hockey and football being constantly just the sport that everyone uses to write about, I want some mix with other sports in there. So I'm really happy that she did that. But that's kind of besides the point. I went on a little bit of a tangent there. But first down is the next book that I got on my Barnes haul. Alright, so the last book that I got at Barnes & Noble was The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. So I have Better Than the Movies and then The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. And I've read Better Than the Movies. I have not read The Do-Over yet. But I know that those are more of her YA books and that this is more of her like adult romance books. So I'm curious to see if I like her adult romances as much as her YA romances. So I felt like out of all of her kind of quote-unquote adult romances that I've heard about, I've heard the best things about this one. So this is why I decided to pick this one up specifically. I don't know a whole lot about it, and I'm kind of trying to keep it that way, because I kind of like going into books not knowing a whole lot. But they had like a whole section of Lynn Painter books, which I kind of loved. And so I ended up picking it up. So that was the fourth. Fifth? I can't do math. It was the fifth book I just showed you, but it was the fourth of the book haul. Okay, so I had to go to Target with my friend because I was out with my friend, and that's why I went to Barnes. Because I needed something just like from Target. And of course we wound up in the book section because if there's a book section somewhere, I'm always going to find it and I will be there no matter if that was the purpose or not. And usually I don't buy anything at Target. I either will order it online or I just buy it from Barnes or Amazon. I don't usually buy books from Target, just because they have stickers all the time and sometimes they can be a pain to get off. And sometimes they just don't have books that I like. Like sometimes my selection can be kind of bad. But I saw this book. It's called The High Mountain Court. And I liked the cover. Like I thought it was pretty. And then you can see on the back here the rest of the books in the series. And I thought, oh my god, I have like the hiccups. I'm sorry. I thought the rest of these were really pretty. And so that's kind of what drew me to it. And then I read the back. And I thought that the back was also very interesting. Here, this is the back if you want to like pause to read it. Okay. But it just sounded really interesting and like, look at how floopy it is. I love floppy books. Like they make me so happy. So that's why I thought I would do this one. It looks like I think this is yeah, okay, so it's a 5-book series and then it looks like there's some novellas that go with it. But I don't know, I've never heard of this author, I've never heard of this book. I have no idea. It could be the best thing I've ever read, it could be the worst thing I've ever read. Likely it'll be somewhere in the middle, but we don't know. But I'm actually like quite excited for this because it's like a shorter fantasy book. Like it's 5 books, but they're all kind of this size. And I kind of like that because I feel like a lot of times fantasy books are so big that they're really intimidating. And this one's not that intimidating. But yeah, I saw it and I really liked it. So I decided to pick it up and gonna try it out. So we'll see. I'll have to let you guys know if it's any good or not. But yeah, those were all the books that I had for this book haul. Okay guys, so those were the 14 books that I had for you guys for the book haul. really hope that I do not have another book haul until I get back from London, which is at the beginning of July, because I need to save money. I'm making money by like selling books and stuff, but that I'm losing it all by buying more. But I just like can't help myself. And like, I mean, part of the reason I'm selling them is so I can get more, but like we can pretend that that's not the case. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And again, if you know any viable sports romances, put those down below so I can look at those. And if you guys have any other book recommendations that you're like, oh, you either liked that book or you have this book, this is kind of similar that I think you'd like, you can drop those as well in the comment down below. I will always take book recommendations. If you guys have videos you guys want to see, you could also drop those down below. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!